Hello. Uh, Lesson 264. I'm excited. It's Friday. You know what that means? You get to pick whatever outfit was still on the floor that needed worn again this week. Is anyone else a fan of wearing their outfits twice? Yeah, me too. All right, so save on laundry, save on laundry. I am surrounded by the love of God. That's where we're going today. So we are going to do a lesson today that really will be a game changer for you if you believe it is so. If you change your perspective from an ego-based attack world where you are threatened every time you turn around with everything, even in your mind, you're just always attacking and defending. And if you can switch that up to feeling surrounded by the love of God, truly, you will be changed. You will feel safe. You will feel happy. You will feel well taken care of. You will feel like you're in a glorious bubble that you cannot be touched. You are unfazed. You are surrounded by the love of God. Father, you stand before me and behind, beside me, in the place I see myself, and everywhere I go. If you missed it, that's everywhere. Everywhere. God's everywhere. You are in all the things I look upon, the sounds I hear, and every hand that reaches for my own. In you, time disappears, and place becomes a meaningless belief. For what surrounds your son and keeps him safe is love itself. There is no source but this, and nothing is that does not share its holiness, that stands beyond your one creation or without the love which holds all things within itself. Father, your Son is like yourself. We come to you in your own name today to be at peace within your everlasting love. So when you see yourself as one with everything, because everything is one in God, with God, of God, 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 God is love, what could you be afraid of? My brothers, join with me in this today. This is salvation's prayer. Must we not join in what will save the world along with us? So the prayer on our lips today is, I am surrounded by the love of God. I am surrounded by the love of God. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can truly hurt you ever. I am surrounded by the love of God. Everything is part of you. So if you believe that, and you could live your life like that, feeling surrounded by the love of God in front of me, behind me, all around me, within me, everything I see, everything I hear, wouldn't you live a different life, my dear? Tina Jesus for lesson 264 said, yes, with the prayer, I am surrounded by the love of God. You can expand, you can open, you can connect, you can commune. You can know that you are cared for and are here intentionally. You have a purpose. So when you are feeling good, when you're having good feelings, your path, your divine path is revealed to you. The path you were destined for. A Course in Miracles is like being given a map, a way to know when you're on the path and when you are not. So you know you're on the path when you are feeling joy and happiness and connection and creativity and knowing all is well. If you are off track, if you're off the path, then you are living in fear. You're contracted. You're scared. You're not expending love. You're not extending love. You're not expanding. So if you are off track, if you have fear, say the prayer and remember all is well. Say the prayer, I am surrounded by the love of God. And feel surrounded by the love of God. And know all is well. What a different life you will live. Yeah, I got a little tongue-tied there. Got a little sounding like drunkadoo ant. You are contracted, you are contritified, you are identified, you are solidified. When you are in fear, you are a lot of things that is not love. My dear, you are a lot of things. So, okay, it's not hard. Do you feel good or not? Do you feel joy and happiness and creativity and connection and all is well? And you're not worried about anything because you know you're taken care of. You know you are surrounded by the love of God or not. Do you feel that way or are you off track? It's not a real big deal if you're off track. You can easily get on track with practice, with opening, with that little bit of willingness. Feel surrounded by the love of God and know that all is well. Yes, that will be a very different life that you may live. That will be very different than falling into, getting snookered, being deceived by conflict, by attack, by politics. You can't really open and connect when you are in the battleground, when you are fighting against someone else's opinion. I mean, at some point you need to understand that if you want to be on the good feeling path, you've got to change the way you view things. So anyways, knowing that you are cared for, knowing that you are here intentionally, not just like randomly like, whoops, yep, we're here a little speck of dust on a planet hurtling through space. You start to feel very like, what's the point? What's like, we're all a bunch of accidents, really? So anyways, you do have a divine purpose. You do have a divine path. You do have an intentional reason. And you can start to tap into that when you're doing things that feel really good. When you're in the flow, when you're feeling like just really lighthearted, when you're feeling surrounded by good energy, when you are feeling surrounded by love. And yes, as the Course puts it, when you are surrounded by the love of God, love of Source, love of the universe, however you want to put it. Start feeling like it is around you, in you, through you, of you. Let it be you and see how that changes everything for you. Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 264 Insights. I am surrounded by the love of God. Salvation's prayer is being willing to remember the truth. Salvation's prayer is being willing to remember that everything is still as love created it. We are still like God, no matter what dreams we dream. We are still in heaven and have never left. We are surrounded by the love of God. When fearful dreams come, we can learn to step back and not place our belief in them. We can learn to return to the truth that we are indeed surrounded by the love of God. We cannot be harmed. We are safe because we are still as God created us. Dreams of separation are pretend. They are foolish children's games. Salvation's prayer reminds us to let them go. When we let go of childish dreams. The truth that we still are in heaven will return to our mind. In truth, we never left God. We never left love. We only dreamed we did, and dreams are not real. We can relax now. We are safe in love's peaceful arms. We now allow ourselves to be carried as we relinquish making decisions on our own. We quit taking the dream so seriously. We lighten up and allow love to replace our fears. We allow peace to restore the awareness of love's presence, which is everywhere because love is all there is. Today, I will allow myself to remember the truth that only love is real. Today's lesson is very comforting to me. I can never be without love. I can deny its presence and thus experience lack of love, but love still surrounds me and is in me. My denial does not change it. Denial only makes me unaware of it. If I experience fear, all that is happening is that I am denying the presence of love. I find it helpful to remind myself whenever I do not feel at peace that I am surrounded by the love of God. Sometimes I have to repeat this over and over, but when I do, I eventually feel a shift. Peace returns. Once again, I welcome the Holy Spirit's vision. What appeared to be a threat is now overlooked. I recognize that the love I am cannot be threatened. Sometimes I look around me at all the images that seem to fill my world, trees and buildings, cars and people walking about, and I remind myself I am surrounded by the love of God. I feel its safety washing over me. I see the love beyond the image of a tree or of a coworker. Judgment falls away. I gain a glimpse of the sameness we share, which is the love of God. As I walk in this remembrance that I am surrounded by the love of God, I walk in gratitude and joy. Ego, images may act out fear, but I know my safety cannot be disturbed. I am serene and peace is my companion. This is what comes when I remember I am surrounded by the love and peace of God. I experience seeing the love beyond the image today. As this happened to me, I noticed a reciprocal response from the person involved, even though he had no idea what was going on with me, at least not on a conscious level. What I am experiencing over and over is that how I feel is affecting other people. I am seeing that my feelings and my thoughts are stronger and have more effect than what I say. Pathwaysoflight.org. That's definitely always fun when you start to recognize how your feeling and thinking is affecting those who you interact with in your world and your perception. And then for me, I'm kind of like, oh, whoa. So yeah, when I was not feeling surrounded by the love of God, that is when I felt like people were out to get me. That is when I felt attacked. That is when I felt like I had to protect myself. I mean, it is a different world when you start feeling surrounded by the love of God and seeing through Christ's vision that everybody is one with you in God. and that we are just all playing out our dreams here. It's different. It's definitely different, you know? So I am surrounded by the love of God. I like the part in that Pathways of Light where she was like, sometimes I have to say it over and over and over again. But then you do start to feel the shift. That's the magic of affirmations. At first, you feel totally ridiculous saying things like, I am wealthy, I am wise, right? I have everything I need. At first, you're like, no, I don't. But you continually say that, and then you start to feel a difference. So, whatever you pick your affirmation or your prayer, I'm just saying, if you repetitively today say, I am surrounded by the love of God, close your eyes, feel it for a sec, feel the warm energy around you, within you, all through you. That is you. I am feeling surrounded by the love of God. I am surrounded by the love of God. Bitch, you can't touch me. I am surrounded by the love of God. And so are you. Pow, pow, pow. And then you can just wrestle in the love of God. No, I don't know what your ego wants to do with this today. I do definitely recognize how often the ego tries to counteract, make you feel dumb for doing the course, make you feel this, make you feel that, say that can't be true. But what's going to be very true for you is how you start to feel, how you start to think, how your personal interactions go. Do you have more energy? Are you happier? Are you more joyful? Do you have more good feelings? Then you're on the right path. And the right path today, according to A Course in Miracles, is saying the prayer, I am surrounded by the love of God. My brothers, join with me in this today. Because, like, seriously, what else are we doing? So this is salvation's prayer. Must we not join in what will save the world along with us? So if we could quit battling and just start feeling good, feeling surrounded by the love of God, then we can be at peace within everlasting love. It's totally attainable. It absolutely is. But it absolutely starts with me doing my lessons and you doing your lessons. Yes, staying in our own lanes, staying focused on this and what we're doing in here and what we're doing in here. And then that's going to infuse everywhere. So allow yourselves today to rest, be comforted, maybe be enlivened and inspired, being surrounded by the love of God. Sounds good to me.